Welcome back, viewers. You decide. I'm your host, Brian Pitt. This evening we'll be talking to Madonna Harford, the second Vice President of the Caribbean Congress of Labour, and Mr. Andrew Brzezinski, a Director of the Grand Harbour Project, a local group of people that has come together and doing a wonderful job in that Egmont, not Mount Edgemont, or Egmont. Folks, we have had the hours pass very quickly. Andrew, you have 1 hour. We have 1 hour, you have 1 minute.
Wonderful. We haven't seen the fly-through at all, have we?
Yes, we did.
They did. Put it on, I'm sorry. Okay. We signed a letter of intent on the 28th of December 2006. We proceeded with various discussions up until the 30th of July, when, in fact, Creative walked off the job. Creative were not terminated until the 2nd of October. They did not leave the site until the 31st of October, when they called a media conference. All of this, in the meantime, they said that the entire company is at risk. I mean, I have an email came into me from an associate in England who said that he had discussions with a developer from Barbados who has a Mr. Latouche from Grenada building his condominium for him. So that the workers are not at stake as far as that is concerned. The bottom line is that we did have a ballpark budget. We are back within budget. Okay. And the option was not to have it. I want to say two other things that address Ms. Harford. One, Ms. Harford has mentioned that China is a communist state and there's slave labor there. Thank God communism didn't succeed in Grenada, because we would have had slave laborers here. One. Two, the other thing I would like to say is that reference has been made to the interaction between ladies, Grenadian staff, Grenadian young ladies and the Chinese workers.
Social impact.
The social impact. There was a social impact when the Cubans got here. There was a social impact when the Americans came here. And then there's going to be a social impact when the Chinese come here. I'm only sorry I'm as old as I am. I had nice women like Trinidad.
Bon G. Madonna?
Brian, I just want to say that it is time for government to inform the Grenadian population what agreement they have with the government and people of China. We have noticed a large building built in Woodlands. So that is a community for the Chinese. So it means to say that the Chinese are here to stay, because you wouldn't build a building unless you have intention of remaining and competing in whatever industry. And it may start with the construction industry, but I feel, we firmly believe that it is going to go in other areas. And as such, government must tell us what agreement they have so that we could understand, and they must enter into a protocol to limit whatever external labor that would come to our country. And because the important thing is for us to protect the bread and butter of our Grenadian workers.
Thank you, Madonna. Thank you, Andrew. Folks, just before I leave tonight, a young man met me on the streets of St. George's yesterday and said to me, Brian, election is coming just now. Will you please tell the politicians, do not be writing on our streets and on our walls in St. George's? And if it happens, the politicians should clean it up. One last thing. I think tonight's discussion and this whole issue about international workers has brought, again to the forefront, a very important issue. We need in Grenada some kind of public information legislation. The right to know. We need to know what our government is doing from time to time. No secrets. We elected you, and we need to know. Folks, you decide. Good night.